Hello, hello folks, how's it going? I hope all is well. Tonight we're back with more Myst 3. I'm wondering if we're nearing the end here, because I was thinking about it, and we actually might be near the end. Let me see if this will actually pull up, because it should be, because I didn't mess with anything, so it should pop up. Where are we? All symbols found? No, it wasn't all symbols found. Where is it? Narayan? No, it's not Narayan. Which one is it? Oh yeah, for real now. No, I, I'm not a fan of them putting like all of this in alphabetical because it makes it very confusing. Go to Tomana, I think. We got Game Start, Fear. Was it this one? The autosave is here. So I guess we'll do this one. So do we have everything we need? Can I or not? Can I open it? Alright. Okay, fine. Can't do it anymore. So I made a discovery. Um, there's... We can go back to Tomana, but there's like one thing we got left to do. Which I think it's still... Yeah, it's up here. We're not going back to Tomana yet. You know why? We gotta do this first. I was reminded. So you know how we got the bolded, like the 3 bolded things? See, so energy powers future motion, right? Like that stuff. There's another one. There's 4. There is not 3. See, dynamic forces spur change. So look, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. So I have to look at which one that is. I was reminded that there's 4 of them. And I think I wrote them all down. Yes, I did last time. Good. Okay, so balance. Which one's balance? It's a squiggly line. Balanced systems. Which one is systems? System. Oh, it's another squiggly line, but it's got the leaves in it. Stimulate. Which one? Oh, that one's cool looking. We got like a half circle, and then it does like that, and then like that, and then that, and that. But it curves all the way around. Not to complete it, but okay. And then civilizations. Civilizations. Which one is civilizations? Which one is civilizations? Is it one of the older ones? Okay, resurrect, weave, rebirth, control, flow, resilience, balance, momentum, static, exist, elevate, survival, simulate, creativity, inhibit, constraint, time, sacrifice, relieve, tradition, nurture. What is that one? That one's like half drawn. Is that civilizations? No, wait. Civilizations is on the other one. Yes. Okay, so that's a half circle up top. And then the like leaf thing goes down. So it does like a wiggly and then yeah. Okay, those are the 4 I need. And then what was the order that I needed to put it in? Okay, so E, S, S, C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Don't you love the rustling of paper? Okay, so I think I need to open this one. The final one. So balance. I think that's it. And then balanced systems, which is similar. Right, like that. And then stimulate. So we need both of these and both of these. But then this opens into like a circle here. And that one also opens into a circle. Right? I think so. Is it like that? Maybe. And then civilization is, it's got like all of those. Then it does the wiggly. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like this. It isn't. Okay. Let me go back and take a look. Which one's civilization? There we go. Okay. So the upper one curves in tight, and the bottom one is wide. Okay. The bottom one is wide. Well, didn't I do that? Yeah, I mean, because if I do that, they connect. So it should be like this. So let me, the downside is I have to like do that. There we go. Now we can look at these. Balance static. What does that say? Exist. I thought it said exile. I was like, dang, that's the name. So curve with a little fella. Yep. Which one is balance? Oh. So I need the top and the bottom, and then it curves into, oh, okay. So let me, so it needs to be big, and then curve, like that. Okay. And system is over here, I think. Where is system? System is right there. Okay, I think this one was right. Because it's like little and little, and then little and little. Okay, so that one. Which one was stimulate? Which one is 5 gum? How it feels to chew 5 gum. Stimulate your senses. Do they still do that ad run anymore, or did they change that? Okay, so I think, yeah, so that's got the, oh, wait a second. If I'm looking at it like this, oh, I do have it kind of sideways. Because that's got like, it's got both of the little bendy things in it. But then they also curve like that. and curve out. Okay. I've got to adjust it in such a way. I don't know what we're going to do if we finish Myst tonight, by the way. I don't know if I want to start the fourth one right now. Because there's only 2 streams until I leave. So I don't know if I want to, like, start it yet or wait until I get back. Well, no. Okay, I caught those. Did I do this right? I think so. This one was like... Nope. Okay, so wait. Are you saying it's like this? No, it wouldn't be like that. Doesn't it look like... There we go. Hi. You can't hear the game.
The Force symbol.
Okay. We gotta figure out how to open that door.
No. He gives me hope to destroy me.
Do you know how to open that thing? The dead man switch. He wants to leave.
You see,
It's not a dead man switch.
I still have something that he wants. Something that he sent you to bring back for him. Release him. Drop the outer barrier when I'm out by the gondola. Switch the shield so the outer barrier is open. And in return, I'll give up Relation.
Okay, we can do that. Can you give me the book first?
Do it.
I'm worried if I trust him, he's gonna screw me over, but... Buddy, you better... Don't make me regret it. Don't screw me over, man. Hey, thank you for the posture and hydration checks. How you doing, Ron? I can turn it up a little bit. Please be nice.
Apparently, it's my turn to live up to my end of the bargain.
You jerk. Yeah, I thought that might happen. We literally have no beef. You know what? Hold on. Oh, but I don't get to go back with Relation. Okay. Is there a way that I can get down there? So he left on the gondola. He threw it off. I don't think that I'm gonna find it. I'm not going back to Tamana in this state. Okay. So in other words, don't trust him. Trust is the luxury of the book havers. This is true. Okay, so how do I do this? Is there something that I can click over here to open this? How do I get him to give it back? That's the real puzzle. How do I get him to give it back? Just be like, hey man, I know the solution to the puzzle, but you gotta give me the book first. Which he's not gonna listen to because that's his only bargaining piece. So how do I get him to give it back? How do I get him to give it back? There's gotta be a secret down there. Something that I can do to get him to just give me the book back. I'm not seeing anything. What do I do? Is there something over... Does he have any hints in here? I'm just gonna go all the way to the beginning. There we go. Let me take a sip. Okay. So he says, it's coming back to me, slowly, the knowledge of who I am, how long I have been trapped here. So much of it is blurry, whole blocks of time still floating in the fog that eats my mind. But if I concentrate, I get pieces of it back. It was the dream that first helped me remember. I was lying in the reeds near the tusk. I don't know for how long or how I get here. I am staring at the sky, seeing a man grow out of the cliff. First his head, then his shoulders, then his torso. Sunlight rims his body like a halo. I cannot move. I think that death has finally come for me. The man stands on the cliff with a book in his hand, staring down at the lagoon as if something made him sad. That just buzzed. We're going to close that. I wanted to call out to him, to tell him it was me he's come to find. But my mouth is dry. I can't remember any words. And before I think to stand, he opens his book, puts his hand on the page, and fades to dust. I thought he was a dream. It was only later, hours or weeks later, that I find his swirling book atop the cliff, and when I reach down to grab it, it is real. The fog tried to swallow me then and there, but I held on to the firm reality of the book and did not let it. I did not let the numbness steal my mind. I get the feeling I'm missing a couple pages, because that says 1, and that also says 1. Or maybe it's from the same day. The book sits on the floor of the tusk, its swirling panel reaching tentacle-like arms out to grab me. I want to close my eyes, to shut out these false illusions before they suck me into the fog. I do not want those swirling arms to touch me. Why? Why am I so afraid of his book? I want to remember. I must. I think this man may have come to our village, but he was younger then, dark-haired, tall, wearing the same strange flowing brown robes. He carried a book in his hands then, too, and he's always using it, always writing down notes. His eyes are covered by thick glasses, but his face is warm and friendly. He tells me his name. He says it's Atris. I remember now. His name is Atris. Atris says he's come to our village from a faraway place because he wanted to learn about the tree. He says he'll only stay a while, doesn't want to stop our endless labors. He says he wants to help if we let him. Oh, Tamra, why did we let him? Keep writing, Saavedro. Write everything down. This Atris stayed with us for months. I taught him how to trim the delicate lattice roots, how to splice old and new growths together so the walls of our houses will grow strong. I tell him the traditions of the weave, how by using the spores to support the growing branches, we keep the lattice tree alive. I wonder if there's a different thing we can input into that second, section to get the roots to move back. But even if we do that, it still has to power the other side. And we still gotta get the barrier down. I don't know. He wants to learn everything I know. He wants Narayan to survive. I take him to the rift, to where the sea flows through gaps in the world. Steam flows up from the waterfall. The puffer spores are ready to take flight. We stand in the shadows of dusk and watch the spores begin to rise. He says they look like pearls against the sky. Then he points to one of the spores. It's smaller than the rest, small enough to fit the niche we'd woven into the branches that morning. Its skin is silky white, with just the faintest touch of pink. That one, Atris said. That should support your new daughter's room perfectly, I think. I remember, I nodded. Then I raised my pipe and played. Atris stood beside me, holding his breath as my song drew the hollow spore in close. As soon as it was near, he threw the net and dragged it in. This is what I remember. This is why I said he could send me his sons. Focus, Saavedro. You must not let the fog come and swallow you. There are long spells, I think. Days, maybe months at a time, when I can't remember what I've done. The fog rolls so thick around me, even if I hold my hand in front of my eyes, I barely see it. I strain and strain and strain, but nothing sticks. I think his sons came to visit us twice, on Narayan. The first time Atris asked me to meet them, he told me they would come through the book. He says they will not understand how your words fit together, but they will use them to open the shield. Yeah. Narayan, he says, is where their lessons come together. Narayan is the sum of what they must learn. There's definitely hints in Saavedro's book, I think. Narayan is where their lessons come together. Oh, I think he's just meaning, maybe just these guys. I remember. Tamra was carving a spirit mask into the tree the day the boys arrive. She tugs my sleeve to get attention, points at a glide ship in the sky. I am shocked by how young the boys appear. They look so much like their father, yet they're different somehow too. They're more impatient, and they are angry not to be treated like men. I take them to our home. I tell them I will teach them how to care for it. I say, together, we will encourage the lattice tree to grow tall. They ask me why they have to work so hard. They tell me, no, Saavedro, that was later. That was after Atris took them away. You know this because when you see them saying these things, they are older. Their faces have become angled and hard. They have grown up into men, and something dark is in their eyes. They tell you they've come back to fix Narayan, Cirrus, and Akinar. The walls run red with steam and strangling branches. I see their bloated faces laughing at everything. I remember how they lied. I remember what they did. They brought me here to die. I followed them. The lattice roots were black from too much overgrowth. Puffer spores floated up in the hot steam and burst. No one was there to guide the spores to the branches. No one was waiting to perform the ritual weaves. The fighting had torn my people apart. They didn't care. They didn't care. They wanted Narayan to die. I have done it. I have used his swirling linking book to follow him. I touched my palm to its glowing panel and felt the tingling begin. There was a sudden, sickening lurch inside my stomach. Then I fell into the page. This has happened before. I know it. It happened the first time I came to this place, when I followed his murdering sons from Narayan. It happened when I used his hidden books, and it happened when I finally opened the machine, right before the fog first ate my mind. The fog didn't find me this time. When I opened my eyes, I was alone in a room. I was standing in the home of my betrayers. I couldn't move. I was afraid. I thought they'd know that I had come and would be waiting for me, just like they had waited inside this very tusk. I was afraid they would tie me up again, that the poison snakes would strike. But the silence was unbroken. The whole house was still, and without really knowing what I did, I started to search. Every room, every floor, every cabinet. I found his journals, Atris's never-ending journals. I found the book that brought me back to this world, the lesson world he calls Inanin. Oh, Tamra, my love, how long have I been trapped here? How much of my life has been eaten by the fog? The face I see in the lagoon isn't one I remember ever wearing. It's so much older, so much more savage, but it is me. It is Saavedro, and I remember what they did, how they led my people to death. The memories flood over me too fast. They race around inside my head, filling my soul with despair, and the more I think about how nothing can be done, how no one can be alive outside his shield, the faster the fog rushes in. I can lose myself in the fog. When it's thick enough, I can let go and be safe. I can start to forget. But I must not forget. I must remember every lie they told my people, how they manipulated us all to get what they wanted. They told me they had come to fix my world. They asked me to arrange a meeting with the elders. The books they carried in with them showed other worlds, beautiful places where people didn't have to work so hard to survive. They told my people that Atris had written these books, that he had written Narayan, but that he'd made our world unstable. They said he wanted to make us slaves to the tree. They asked me, "Don't you remember, Saavedro? Our father wrote this world to teach us, to show his sons what an age shouldn't be." I don't know what to say. I don't know how it could be true, but why would they lie? Why would Atris have lied? The worlds they showed us in those books. The elders refuse to believe them. They say we cannot abandon the tree. For thousands of years we have tended the lattice roots. Without our traditions, we will die. I don't want us to die. I don't. But Sirius and Dakinar said they would come back, Saavedro, just like Atris once said to you as well. He said he would come back, but then he didn't. He didn't. And for that, you will have to make him pay. I have returned several times now to Tamana. I am searching for some sign of his sons. I was certain they would run back to their father, but so much time has passed. So many years in which to forget about my people. Is that what happened, Atris? Safe in your beautiful new home, enjoying life with your dear wife and family, did you become so busy envisioning new worlds that you forgot the ones you'd already created? I must be very careful. I must not let them know that I am free. I will read what journals I can find to figure out where his two sons are hiding, and when I've found the sons again, when I've got the whole family together, I'll bring them down. Atris and his family will suffer the way I have suffered for years. Sirius and Dakinar are not in Tamana. Every day I become more and more convinced Atris' sons are not there. What happened, Atris? Did you grow tired of them the way you grew tired of Narayan? Did you abandon them the way you abandoned my people behind your shield? It does not matter. I can still take revenge against their father. Now that I'm no longer stuck on Inanin, I can avenge all the dead in my world. I have already reopened his other books. I've begun making changes in those worlds, using his own lessons against him. There is still much more work to be done, but eventually I will lure him into this tusk. I will find some way to make him follow me here from Tamana. For now, I will concentrate on the orbiter. It is not a natural part of this world. The material that creates it is like nothing I've seen. It reminds me just a little of the shield, and if it is the same material, it can't be damaged. But perhaps I can damage the other devices. The orbiter. What is the orbiter? Material that it creates is not like nothing I've seen. It reminds me just a little of the shield, and if it is of the same material, it can't be damaged. The orbiter. That's not the little glide ship, is it? I don't think so. But definitely time has passed. I've desecrated the poem he placed on the columns. I could no longer stand to see Narayan's artistry and his worlds. I think I can do something with the sap to cover the second one, but I'm not sure what to do about the island. I don't know how to alter the current. Perhaps if I bring in some of the unusual floating stone from Amateraea. Something about the molecular composition of the rock in that age causes it to attract and repel other stone quite forcefully. Maybe if I introduce some of it in the soil on the island, it will interfere just enough to damage the last poem. I'll have to conduct some experiments. My attempts to produce a carnivorous hybrid have had limited success. I thought I was making greater progress, but the life that grows in the forest isn't like the plants on Narayan. It's much more tenacious, less susceptible to grafts. Perhaps if I try mixing in species from the swamp. No, it cannot be true. Surely his journals deceive me. He says he's brought them back. He says he's given his dunny brethren new life. But how? How can one man have so much power? How can one man's writings reawaken a dead world? I don't know what this means. By all that is sacred, Tamra, what can it mean? It doesn't change a thing. I can still continue as I planned. I can still seek revenge for my people. I will make my enemies suffer. By the weaving, Tamra, this changes everything. The cavern wall is almost ready. For weeks I've been polishing it, rubbing away at the cracks to obtain a smooth surface. I haven't been able to sleep much these last weeks. I was afraid I might never wake up. But if I can make him see all that happened, if I can show him the pain his family caused, it will be worth it. Tomorrow I begin mixing the paints. I have found a way to reprogram his scanning device. It requires scavenging parts from another mechanism in the tusk, but I think the gears I leave can still be operated by hand. Scanning device. The final painting is almost done. It's been hard to work in the heat, but he must see everything that happened. As he follows the instructions I've left him, he will feel the pain I've suffered. If he doesn't, perhaps both of us will die. It is finished. All is ready for Atris's arrival. Tonight I will sleep among the ghosts. Then tomorrow I will link into Tamana. When I link out, I'll be carrying his book. May the spirits of my people serve to guide me in this. Okay, so... Is there... Should I have done something before coming here? Because I can't go to Tamana. He'll follow me. I already know we don't want that. There's gotta be something I can do. How do I get him? How do I get him to give me the book? Because I can't just let him get away and then, like, just toss the book. I can't do that. Because then I just lose the game. Because we need Relishan back. No, I didn't want to go there. So what's the point in being able to come over here if I can't do something about this? What am I supposed to be able to do about this? Other than maybe a different poem that's supposed to open both? Because that one... That one opens the last one, but then it closes the other one. It closes this, but opens that. And then when I let him out, he does me in by throwing Relishan away. So how do I get him to not do that? There's got to be something I'm missing. Was I supposed to grab something before coming here? Like, am I missing some pages of his journal that's supposed to give me some secret as to what to do? Some, like, some idea, maybe? No, I don't want to go there. No. Okay. Right. Oh, hold on. No, but if I do it like that, then we still come down and that's blocked. Right? Okay. Yeah, no, that doesn't solve anything. Whoa, hey, wait a second. I didn't notice that before. He ripped these down. These must be missing symbols that we need. Oh my gosh, is he wearing them? He's wearing the missing symbols. That's why he's dressed in bright red. He is wearing the last symbols. Okay, well, how do I figure out what I need? Because I'll bet I needed those symbols. What can I do about that? Do I need something before coming here? Out of curiosity. Well, I need to... Oh, it needs to be powered before I can do that. Because I can't open it. Okay, it can't work that way. Alright. How am I supposed to... Is there a hint in here? Besides the last thing? Is it like a question of... Hold on a second. Change in force, motion and future. Let me try this. I don't think it's right, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Guess I shouldn't do that just yet. Well, no, I think that powers it to open too, right? Yes, it does. Okay, I do need that. I'm gonna read through Atris's book again to see if there's like some hint. Okay, she left this morning. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, to put it more simply, Energy powers future motion, yet as grandmother also liked to remind me, energy in an age takes on diverse forms. Each one has strengths and weaknesses of its own. How many forms will this new age contain? What type will be its dominant theme? Tomorrow I will link back to Myst and from there revisit several of my ages. Perhaps in my old worlds I will discover new ideas. I'd almost forgotten how painful it is to revisit Myst. In the 10 years since my sons Cirrus and Akanar left me trapped on Kavir Island and burned so many of my books, Catherine and I have rarely linked back. I told myself we were always too busy, first with writing ages like Averone, then with searching the ages of Dunny for survivors. I always said we would spend more time on Myst eventually. The truth is, I have been avoiding the age. Seeing the island in its current condition ignites such anger and grief. I am immediately reminded of the betrayal of my sons, as well as the cruelty and greed with which they plundered my ages. I know I am partly responsible for these acts. I constantly wonder if there was something I could have done to reach out to the boys before enough. Nothing can change the tragedies of the past. Like my Dunny kinsmen, I must salvage what is best and move on. Perhaps in the process, I will find forgiveness and hope. Once again, I am back on Myst Island, having completed a lengthy sojourn through several of my ages. The trip itself was not as inspiring as I'd hoped. The Selenitic age was especially disturbing. But has it not always been so? The very first time I linked to the age, its uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors. At the time, I felt it was because the energy in the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balance of ages like Channel would. Perhaps that is the lesson to take home with me. The Dunny, too, have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment in which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as a counterpoint to the upheavals of civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of this new age. Worlds like Channel would attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual dependence. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals, and the waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain the other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset this balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set as an example for my people. I think I will confer with Catherine on this subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she should help me write this new age. I am so tired I can barely think right now, but I will force myself to stay focused, for I have not written anything in days. The moment I linked back to Dunny, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Tamman wanted to consult over which stonecutters were worth salvaging, and did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound? Olma and Dessel needed my opinion about a new history they'd uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers, I barely had time to see Catherine. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying that I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Dunny to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to keep them moving in the right direction unless some other force stepped in to change that view. Her words made me realize a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time I'd been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework for this age, but there's another equation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility, and an age based solely on the mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time it may cease to tolerate change. Yet to continue to grow as a people, Dunny civilization needs both, occasional upheavals followed by periods of balanced stability. I've seen such situations occur naturally on several of my ages. Each time it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Some forces allow the balance between forward motion and mutual dependence to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force surfaces to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, dynamic forces spur change. I am too tired to think more on this tonight. Hopefully in the morning my thoughts will coalesce. Catherine surprised me today. Apparently while I was off visiting my ages, she linked to Myst by herself. She did not say so, but I could tell that her visit had been painful. More than ever now, I am convinced we must find a place to begin again ourselves. Perhaps when I have written this new age for the Dunny, I will put some thought into where Catherine and I might live. I cannot believe I did not see it before. All this time I've been struggling to describe the perfect age for the Dunny. I've considered it and then rejected several underlying concepts which I felt might best set the course for their future, as if I alone should determine how Dunny civilization will grow. In my own way, I have become as egotistical as my father. In truth, I owe this realization to Catherine. Sensing my indecision about the new age, she led me on a walk around Dunny. Salvaging efforts were well underway, with teams of people scouring the ruined harbor district. As I watched my Dunny kinsmen deciding which parts of their culture to retain, I realized they do not need me to determine their future. They are quite capable of setting its course by themselves, regardless of what age I write. This realization has opened my eyes to the best way of approaching my task. I no longer need to worry about which underlying concept, energy, nature, or dynamic forces, I should make prevalent in the age. Rather, I must strive to include them all. I must write a balance of systems into the descriptive book enough so that the Dunny people will constantly be challenged to attain their ultimate potential. As grandmother often pointed out to me when we spoke about ages back on Myst, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. At last, I feel I am ready to begin writing this age. Indeed, I am eager to begin, and have already come up with the perfect name. I know grandmother would have loved it. Of course, Catherine could tell the moment I turned to her that I'd finally found my starting point. I babbled on excitedly for some time before I noticed the smile she was hiding. When I saw it enough to grow suspicious, she handed me one of my oldest age books. She must have picked it up when she linked back to Myst. Seeing the name Inanen emblazoned on the book cover, I could only shake my head. The one age I never got around to revisiting was the one that might have helped me the most. How foolish was I to have completely forgotten it. I think after I finished this work, I should take one final trip, if only to help restore an old fool's memories. Oh, he restored some memories, alright. He sure did. Okay, that didn't help as much as I was hoping. Because when we enter balanced systems stimulate civilization, it only opens the other side. So how do I wonder if I am missing something. I hate to reach for another hint, but I am unsure of what to do here. Okay. Okay. Apparently there's something I can do in the cutscene. I'm glad that was vague enough. It's like, hey, don't just let him do whatever. You can do things in that cutscene. It's like, oh, okay. So it's not just, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Okay, let me find that again. So that was, which one was it again? It's not that, is it? Yeah, I think it was. I think it's like that. And then system. You like how I didn't think, hey, let me retry the cutscene again and see what else I can do in it. I'm like, well, a cutscene is a cutscene. There's not much I can do there. But I can literally do something. Like, there's a moment where I have to do something in there. Alright, now what did I do this time? What did I do? I did something. What did I do? Wasn't it like that? I think so. Was this not this way? I could have sworn it was. Is this like this? No. Oh, what did I do? I remember I had to do that. Nope, those match up. And they should not. Because it still does like that. It does the wiggly. It has that. This can't be it, though. So is it over here? What did I do? Because it starts like that and it swings over. So this is facing the right way. What did I do? So we got like the two fellas there. And it pinches in to curve out a bit. So I think that was right. Is it? Where am I getting this mixed up? Not here. We already tried that. Doesn't work. Is it just the single? Yeah, it is. Okay. And they're both pointed the same way there. What am I mixing up here? Because I can't do that. I mean, that turns it into a full circle, which is not correct. Oh, how did I literally just have it? Wait a second. This is at the wrong angle. That's why. He is wearing it.
Oh my god. They're alive? How did you... The Force symbol.
I wonder if I can just follow him over. Or can I go into his house?
He gives me hope. He destroys me. You see, I still have something that he wants. Something that he sent you to bring back for him. Release you. Drop the outer barrier when I'm out by the gondola. Switch the shield so the outer barrier is open. And in return, I'll give up release you.
Which you lie like a rug.
Do it.
I'm learning that, like, every single antagonist in these games, you don't listen to. Okay. So, save. Don't trust him. Nope. Okay. What if I... None of us get what we want, though. I was just curious. Oh. He's still sitting over there. Can I talk to him?
Oh, God. No. Please don't do this to me. Not when my family could still be alive out there. You want the book? Here. I'll give you the book. Just... please. Please. Don't do this. Please. I can't do this again. Please don't leave me trapped here like this. I can't. No! 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 No!
Okay. Now, we go back up. And we open it. So he just said thank you. Even though you were totally prepared to be uncool with me, I'll be cool with you. Okay. So he is free. We have release Sean. So that was right. Yay. I'm just gonna save over something else. Oh, it's locked. Interesting. Okay. So we had to hit him with the old, "You've distressed him, how could you?" We had to hit him with the old, "That's not how this works. You give me what I want first." Which I feel bad about, but it seems like otherwise he wasn't gonna give it up. I say seems like it. He totally wasn't gonna give it up. I suppose, I mean, we are operating as an agent for Atris, and if he's... yeah, but still. I'm kinda... I wish we could go in here. Well, he's back home. And it seems it's time we should be heading back to Tomana. Okay.
By the Maker, you've returned. Atris, come quick! The fire burned the linking book you used. We had no way of following the horse.
You've returned. But where's Relishan?
I have
Did
it.
you bring back the book?
Yeah.
Thank the Maker. It's fine. We're in your debt, my friend. If this book had been destroyed, everything we worked for, all the people of Relishan, have been lost to us forever.
You must tell us everything.
Yet, Atris, you have a bad habit of forgetting your old worlds.
At last I can rejoice, for Relishan has been returned to me unharmed. The age I hoped would provide a new beginning still lives on. I'm sure that no danger shall befall it. And as I sit here writing in this journal, I rejoice to know that Narayan too is safe. The secrets of its past have been unlocked, and old wrongs have finally been righted. I know now that we can't escape the past, nor can we rewrite it, hoping to lessen our pain. The best we can hope for is to continue to learn, to take from the past only that which is good, and move on. Perhaps in the process, we will build a brighter future.
Yeah! We did it! It is done! Oh man. Do I need to turn the game down a little bit? I need to turn the game down a little bit. I'm just gonna get in here. Okay, I turned it down to 28. Sorry, I didn't mean for it to be so loud. I feel so bad though. He freaked out so bad. He thought that I was just gonna leave him locked out. Which, I mean, he totally did to us. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, I tried to be nice and he screwed us over, so. Interesting. I feel bad, but Saavedro, it was the only way. I like how it's like I had to be reminded, hey, by the way, there's a moving part in all of that. You get to choose what happens. It's like, oh. Oh yeah, I have free will. Now give me the book. Oh man. He was so anguished though. I mean, man. I would assume the other endings are that, like, you either go back to Tomana and he follows you. The ending that we got in the beginning, where he's super uncool. The second ending we got, where all is well. Or the ending, well, I suppose if we open that back up, he could attack us. Like, flip it back over so that, like, it closes the big shield but opens the little one. He could fight us back for the book, and I don't think we'd win. Indeed. Okay, so we've still got half an hour left. We got a sick half an hour. Oh, this released in 2001? Dang, nice. So this is a 25-year-old game. Nice. Oh, my ear is kind of itchy, but I have to be careful about itching it. Okay. We did it. We are done. So what is this? I was very vague about, the hint. So it was, so the hint at, like, the very first part of the sentence, it says, how do I make Saavedro give Relishan back? And it said, make him regret stealing it in the first place. That's all I read. I was like, oh, wait a second, I can do things in that cutscene. But the rest of that is, make him regret stealing it in the first place by threatening him with eternal imprisonment. Just don't make him mad and then let him loose in the chamber. And remember his words about how linking books always leave their doors open. Yeah, so okay, so that's exactly what I thought might happen. Interesting. What does this say? It says, what are these symbols on the walls? These are phrases in Narayani, the language of this age. In the journal Atris gave you, he wrote down the passwords to open the 2 shields around this chamber. Translate the 4 phrases into Narayani and enter them into the 2 spheres you find here. If they don't work, try turning the power on from upstairs. Thing is, you can't even open them without turning the power on. The first word goes at the top, second on the right, third at the bottom, last on the left. The phrase about nature goes at the top of the 3. The phrase about energy goes on the left, and the phrase about change goes on the right. Oh, I managed to guess that, figure that out correctly. Okay. The phrase about civilizations goes on the other sphere, and you won't be able to translate it till you get the other 3. Right, that makes sense. I like that the first hint for Amateraia is, what am I supposed to do here? It's just like, what? Oh, that's not Inanin? That's a J? It's Jananin? No. No, that's not... No. That's an I. That's an I, because Amateraia, that's an I. It's not a J. It calls it Inanin. It's not Jananin. It's Inanin. Okay, so they got it wrong. Mwahaha. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that was Myst 3. We're done. So I'm gonna say, not starting Myst 4 yet. I also don't know if that's the next one I should be doing anyway. Because there's some debate about where Uru goes. I think it's 4, and then Uru, and then 5? Hold on. What's the chronological order of the Myst games? Okay. So this says, version order, Myst 1 through 4. Form a saga with a continuous storyline, so it might be a good idea to play them in order. The only entry with different versions is the first one, if you want the original experience. Right. Uru, the spin-off, is a bit different from the main games and probably not for everyone. I personally like it and would encourage you to give it a try. If you do, get the complete Chronicles edition, including the add-ons, which I do have. Myst 5, End of Ages, is a continuation of Uru in terms of storyline, but with the gameplay of the main series. You can definitely play it without having played Uru, but you might be a bit confused about some story elements. So play 1 through 4, then play Uru, then play 5, is what I'm hearing. So someone else... Where did they mention that? Can you tell me what Quern and Abduction are? Abduction is a new game from the same developers as Myst, with some similarities in style and gameplay, but a new universe and storyline. Okay, and then Quern has nothing to do with the Myst developers. It's a bit of a Myst-style atmosphere. It's okay, but not as good. I see. It's not connected to Myst beyond a few Easter eggs, not part of the story. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, someone said Myst, Riven, Myst 3 Exile, Myst 4 Revelation, and then, Myst... Oh, they included the books. Okay, they included the books. Sorry, I clipped the mic a little bit. Dad, he ended up picking up the Myst Reader, which has all 3 books. So, let's see, they're saying as far as play order, there are also books that add more story to the series, so I'll list these in these recommended play order as well. Additionally, 7 and 8 are interchangeable, which is 5 and Uru. You can swap the order if you so choose. There's also a book that is yet to be released, and it's unknown when it would go, so... Okay, so Myst, Riven, Myst, Book of Atris, and then Exile, Revelation, Book of Tiana, and then End of Ages, which is 5, Uru, and then Book of Dunny. Book of Dunny's at the end, okay. Should I do a read-along for the Myst Reader? We just, like, take some time to be like, let's read some Book of Atris. As long as we're playing Myst, you know? I mean, why not? Well, it's actually a decent-sized book. Would I get in trouble? Would I get in trouble? Hang on. Can you read books on Twitch? Okay, they said if it's in public domain, you can. Otherwise, not without permission from the publisher/rights owner. There's a website to search active copyrights on books. Books work the same way as music or film do on Twitch. If it's copyrighted, you risk getting DMCA'd. Okay, so I should look it up. Free Twitch copyright checker. Oh, you want me to upload your audio? No, okay, I don't need to do that. Or I'm not going to do that. Is there a way to check if a track is copyright free? Okay. Oh. Interesting. Someone actually asked in the Myst Reddit, what happened to Myst Reader on YouTube? He was creating a new audiobook version of the Book of Atris. And someone said, Myst Reader said they got a super chill, very understanding email to stop. Okay, so it is copywritten. I would get in trouble for that, unless I ask. I could. Turns out, so they said, it turns out there isn't a good audiobook version of the Myst book, so if you've wanted to dive deep into the lore but haven't wanted to read the books, I've got you covered. I'm recording my own audiobook version with chapters coming out every Tuesday and Friday of this week. And at the, pinned at the very top says, an update. I was given a super chill, very understandable email asking me to knock it off. LOL. Okay. So yeah, I would get in trouble. Would I be able to ask? I bet they'd be like, you're not a big enough streamer to be doing that, so no. Man, but I like to read, and I like reading aloud. Hey, at least I don't get in trouble reading stuff in games, so I suppose I will simply have to content myself with that. Unless I do reach out to Cyan and be like, please, 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 please. Does it cost something? What do I have to pay? Man, okay. A bummer, but it's understandable. Okay. Alright, so what do we want to get into now? I've only got Friday and Monday that I'll be streaming, so I shouldn't start 4 right now. Because then we'll be waiting, like, 2 weeks to even start streaming again, and by that point, I will have forgotten everything. So, I'm not going to start 4 tonight. What do I do then? I don't want to do Dragon Age for half an hour, because everything to do in Dragon Age takes longer than half an hour. So what do I do then? What do I want to do? Was there anything else I was goofing off in? What can I do? I am suddenly bereft of a game. There's part of me that's like, you could play DOA. But are people gonna want to watch that? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Any suggestions from the peanut gallery? I mean, I've got plenty of things to play. I kind of... Pretty chill with the music in the background, though. I do like Myst's music. It's very... It can be very spooky, but very serene as well. I really want to start the 4th game, but I know I can't. Because then I'll have to start it again, you know. What was I doing? No, that's not going to be entertaining. I'm looking at DOA again, but like, I've got the last round version of DOA 5, but I just went through and unlocked all of the outfits that I could. So that's already done. I could do leveling in DOA 6, which would just be grinding. Which I guess I can dabble while I do that. It's not much different from what I'm doing now. Except the music isn't as chill. I could run around in Valheim. You know what? Let's do that. We're gonna run around in Valheim. But I need to shut Myst off first. Okay. There is something that's pretty exciting, though. That, they put out an update semi-recently. Yeah, the 28th. So, actually pretty recently. So let me come over to Game Capture 2. Nope, that's gonna be fine. First one. Where is Valheim? There you are. More chill. I think this is the one. My knuckles are so itchy. They're kind of splitting a little bit again. I haven't been diligent with my lotion like I should be. I've kind of had bigger fish to fry and I don't really think about it until it gets to this point, but... Anyway, what was I doing? I think I was doing some general exploration. I think that's what I was up to. Yeah, I'm just gonna goof off here. Nothing has changed from the last time I booted this up. Oh, except maybe all of the decorations, but... Because I think I already showed off... Yeah, I know I already showed this off. Yeah. I was thinking about him a lot today. Just things kept coming up. Oh, I know what we could do! I got a lot of iron recently. Sorry, I didn't mean to clip the mic if I did. But, yeah. That's... Oh, did I show that off? Did some stuff outside, hee hee. I got a bunch of iron recently. So I can, go see how that's doing. I got a Brenna raid while I was, running around doing stuff. That was kind of nice. Nice little welcome back. Oh, I was gonna read... I'm just gonna sit here without even, like, pausing so that this can, like, go through. But let me read the word from the devs for the folks that are not in the know. So, as of, what, last Thursday? Yeah, last Thursday. Word from the devs summoning our champions. It says, "Hello, Vikings. We would like to start off on a slightly different note this month, where instead of us sharing something with you, we want to ask you to share something with us. We are entering the final stages of development for the Deep North, and for Valheim 1.0 and for that launch to be the best it possibly can be, we are in need of your help. There is currently a patch out on the PTB, I think player testing beta, that features a rework of the save system, and we would be eternally grateful if you wanted to switch over to the PTB and test it out. What we would ask for you to be particularly attentive to is any issues with your save data or with the network functionality. If you find any issues pertaining to this or any other bugs, of course, please report them in our official forum. Thank you most kindly." On topic sharing, we also want to hear about your experiences of Valheim as a whole. Over the years, we have received so many stories about people finding friends, community, and love through the game, and we want to highlight these tales of kinship and joy. If you would like to tell us about what Valheim has meant to you, we encourage you to record a short video and submit it via this forum, which is hyperlinked. It doesn't have to look professional by any means, just follow the specifications listed in the form. Most importantly, tell us your story. Ooh, I might have to do that. Of course, we're not only asking things of you this month, we also have some things to share on our end. First of all, we want to let you all know to tune in to the PC Gaming Show on the 7th of June, as there might be something pretty interesting happening there from a Valheim point of view. You won't want to miss it. Another thing we want to share with you is the proper first look at some of the achievements that will be featured with Valheim at the 1.0 release. You've been asking for achievements for a long time, and we're happy to say that there will be over 50 of them. We won't tell you what you need to do to acquire them just quite yet, but perhaps you can make a guess or two, and they do have some pictures. So if you want to pull it up on Steam, they got the build of the month as well. Oh, cool. If you want your creation to be featured in the build of the month, use the hashtag ValheimBOTM on social media. I see. Please also send us a DM or email with a link to your post to make sure we can see it. And also submit builds on Discord by posting build of the month forum channel. No DM is necessary if you post there. That's our own forum. Sharpen your swords. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that video. I like the thought of that. What do you know? The streamer likes the thought of a video. Alright, well, let's see. Load this back up. Oh, speaking of games, apparently there's an Until Dawn 2 coming out. I don't know why they felt the need to call it that, because it has nothing to do with the first game. It's set in a tropical area. The premise that they share is that it's folks on vacation, or like a trip. Neil Newbin is in it. Thought that was cool. But yeah, they called it Until Dawn 2. Meanwhile, with their other games, they just go and call it something completely different. Like The Quarry and the other, like that other anthology, which I can't remember the name of at the moment, unfortunately. But you know what I mean. Supermassive Games has come out with like other horror games that are not related to Until Dawn that have different names, but this time they went with Until Dawn 2, even though it seems to be completely unrelated. So now, I don't know if they're just trading on the name of their most successful game, or if there is something that calls back to it, and that's why they're calling it that, but it's in a completely different setting, so like a completely different setting and a completely different time of year. So I guess we'll just have to see. It comes out in 2027. So they just had enough that, like, I don't remember if they had any, like, gameplay. I think it was just, like, pre-rendered cutscenes. What's black metal doing here? What did I have black metal over here for? Also, I've already got wood over here. That's good. That's good. Not in the right position. Well, excuse me. There we go. We're right at the limit. Okay. So I was trying to build the wood over here as high up as it could go. So let me see if I can find... There you are. Okay. Where's the rest of this wood? Hey, wait a second. Why are you like that? Shouldn't be. No, that's blended into the wood. Okay, so I mean that's where it's supposed to be, but it's like the other part was not? Question mark? Can I like come down here a little bit and see what's going on there? Yeah. Okay, no, it does look like there's wood there that's supporting it. Yeah, okay. Oh no, there is. Okay. Okay. then that's fine. Man, I really felt bad for Saavedro there. I mean, just... I feel horrible doing what we did. But you know what? He proved that he was treacherous. So we had to remind him to hold up his end of the bargain. Because he was totally cool with being not cool with us. We had to remind him that we could totally be not cool with him, too. It's like, hey buddy, play nice, or you'll be stuck out there. Not that I want to do that, but it's a possibility if you're not going to be cool about this. So why is this doing what? Why are you there? Why does this not have one? What is going on here? Why is this skewed? This isn't right. What happened? Oh no, hold on. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put it away. No, oh, I did that to myself. Oh, I see. Okay. So wait, is there one there or is there not? So from... yeah, from the stairs, it's literally the next one on the left. I can drop down and see if I'm very careful. It would appear that there's not a piece of wood there. We must fix that. Okay, there is there. There is! I just couldn't see it. It was so well hidden. Well, pardon me. Alright. Yoink. Okay. I don't remember the way this was set up. I must refer to the old ones over here from what we fixed up. So it's 2. It's every 2. Okay. That means there should be one here. One here. One here. Okay. 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 You should be there. You should be there. But again, doesn't that just look like there's nothing there? Ah, it's the downside of doing it this way is I can't see. I mean, there is one right there. I can see it right there. Especially if I, like, really squish myself up to it. This one, however, is set up differently. Oh, I see, because it's in the middle. Yeah. I know why I did that. Okay, then, no, that's cool. That's fine. I understand now, because it's right there. That's why it looks different. Okay. Ah, so pretty. Look at all of... I think I want to do the fairy lights all along the bridge there. I think that would look really nice. The underside as well. Can you tell I'm really digging the fairy lights? I just, like... I adore the way that they just, like, just twinkle. It's not twinkle. They just kind of, like... They just shift in a way that is so delightful. It's like little fairies or fireflies. I thought about putting one over there, like, on that detail that Dad put in over the top of the storage area, but I kind of want to let that part, like, speak for itself, you know? I think it already looks nice the way that it is. Maybe I can put in more along the bottom there. Kind of where the sundial is on the other side of it. I'm gonna leave this bit alone. I may do like the dandelion one though. Now that I think about it, that might look nice. But not happening right now. I have other things I'm doing. Because that one's already there. That one's already there. I can see it. He's a little hard to see, but he is in there. Okay. I'll know if they start falling apart. Oh, I'm out of range of the forge. Not anymore. Oh, okay, I ran out of that iron. That's fine. Look at all the birds perched up there. How wonderfully easy. Once again, I love this cloak. Oh, for a second there, I don't know if you saw it, but for a second there, that frame rate was buttery. It did not keep, but for a second, it was like, whoa, that's really nice. Now, if only I could run like that all the time. I won't be able to move that over, that's okay. I've got to refill the kilns. Are they kilns? No, they're not kilns. They're forges. Kiln is something else. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't be holding down the run button everywhere. So pretty. I'm going Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs over these things. I really do enjoy them. One of the best decoration additions to the game, in my personal opinion. I could even dress up the inside here. How nice would that be? Just like put it on all the straight railings, you know? Dress them up a little bit. Even though I've tried to get as fancy as I can with them, there's only so much I can do before it won't let me put things on there anymore. With just like the wood alone, I mean. Oh. Yeah, we only had like 8 pieces of wood left. That's okay. This is something that can very quickly be remedied. Except that I'm holding too much at the moment. Oh. There we go. Oh, I grabbed the rest of the iron at least. So I don't have to run back and forth. It's all here in the tower. Okay. So that's the end of this level. I'm not sure I can add more. Wait. Why are you just wood? Oh, you're not just wood. I just dressed it up because it's on the inside. Okay. Well, what say you? How are we doing? We'll just give that a second to load up. I mean, they're still standing. They're in the red, but they're still standing. Okay. You think you can do it? We can go. We can do this. And then I can swap to core wood after. Well, I think I might actually be able to do stone after this. Maybe? Yeah, I think so. I think stone is like the next one down. How about that? Look how pretty the sky is. Oh my gosh. I forgot. Look at the way that the sap just flows through that thing. Oh wow, that's beautiful. That is so pretty. You can tell it's been a while since I played this game. That like, I've already had this moment of like, oh my gosh, the skybox is just so, yeah, but like, leaving and coming back, I'm like, I am in awe once more. I feel like they've like, did they sharpen it up? Did they make it like, I swear it used to be blurry. Or is it just because I'm so high up? I don't know, but it's gaunch. I really like it. Can I, please? There we go. Not that it needs to be that tall right now, I just want it to be. Okay. So if I've got this next level up, I'm gonna go ahead and put the third set in there so that I know what to build off of. Or, yeah, I'm just gonna build it up as high as I can so I know what to build off of. But I'll at least make sure this gets this level. You don't feel rested anymore. Yeah, it's because I didn't sleep. I stayed up all night looking at the stars and the world tree. Yep. Pretty stuff. Okay, I think this is the last, actually, of my iron. As much as I was like, yeah, I got more iron! It's not too much more. Just enough to go goofing around. So I suppose once I run out of iron, that's gonna be the end of the stream, because we are at 11:30. This is nice. This is rather nice. It's been a long time since I've done this. I'm surprised. It looks like we can sneak another level out of this thing. The next level might have to be the roof, though. If it'll hold. It would have to be like a... This might have to be the top floor if it can't take much more. Well, no, because like 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. So this level won't be the last one, but the one after it may be the last one. Okay, well, I think I'm... What actually can I get away with real quick? Can I just like... Whoops. Just real quick, now that I got those in, can I actually... Kinda don't want to stop yet. Do I need to keep the stone up, actually, out here? Oh no, I know why I stopped. It's because I can't do the stone there anymore. I don't know. I guess while I'm taking this extra time, what do we think of Saavedro? I think he had every right to be upset. I just wish he hadn't taken it out on us. It was Cirrus and Akinar, and I mean, they already paid dearly. He just doesn't know that, and we don't tell him. But... Sounded like he was a good, you know, he was a good person before all of this went down. He's just twisted by anger and grief. Which again, very understandable. Cirrus and Akinar were very messed up for what they did, but we already knew that. I felt bad for him the whole time. It's like, yeah, he's our enemy and all that. And I'm like, well, I mean, why did I do it that way? I guess I wanted all of that to stick out, so I've done that wall wrong. Dang. Well, this gives me a little extra time to talk about Myst. I'm really seeing why Dad enjoyed it so much. Just the interesting puzzles, not just with like, yeah, you know, you do this to get here and all that, but especially that last bit with Saavedro. It's like you don't have to do what the characters tell you to do. I mean, you can, more power to you, but like, you don't have to. Especially if they're an antagonist. Probably best you don't do what they do. I just thought that we'd be cool, because it's like, hey, I'm doing this thing for you, forgetting that he does see me as just an agent for Atris, and not, like, an independent entity. That was my mistake. I'm really interested to see what 4 brings us. And I'm really happy that I've stuck with it, you know. Riven really had me questioning if I wanted to continue because it was so difficult. Because I don't know, well, I guess I shouldn't say it was difficult. More that I really struggled with Riven. Why are you facing this way when the others aren't? That was an older mistake. Fixed. I really want to read the Myst books. Like, I guess I'll have to read it on my own instead of reading it on stream. Even though I would like to go... I would love to nerd out. And also, my well-documented love for reading aloud. So it's too bad that that's not going to be a thing we can do. But, oh well, like I said, I understand why they're leery about it, because it is a copyright issue. But again, you know, if I ask, the worst thing they can say is no. You know? And imagine if they did say yes. I would be... I would be ecstatic. To be honest. I'd be like, no way! For real? Like, that would make me super excited. I thought they were all difficult. I like that you spelled difficult the way that you did, because Myst has the Y in it. I mean, so I will say, yeah, the first Myst, I had a leg up because I'd already played it once. Not that I necessarily remembered all of the solutions, but I knew the logic behind most of them. In the first time I played it, for those folks that weren't there at the time, Dad was with me. He coached me through the first game. The subway puzzle where you have to listen to the sounds, the only reason I knew there was an audio element was because Dad had to tell me. Because otherwise I was not understanding what to do. And it was so funny. He was sitting there, I wish I had the VOD. He was sitting there, like he had printed off from the website the solution. He literally had the solution in his hands that he was referring back to make sure I was going the right way. And it was so funny, because when we finished up that section, I'm like, oh my gosh, we finally did it. It's over. And I looked over at the paper he was holding, and when I saw the solutions, I was like, how dare you? Why would you... What? What? It's like, what? Why would you just sit there, literally holding the solutions? Dude. He's like, I wanted you to figure it out. I was making sure you were going the right way. It's like, I can't believe, but I can't believe you. You know, it was a funny moment. So yeah, the only reason I knew about certain bits of the first Myst was because I had already played it with Dad. And I was kind of hoping at some point that I could have played the rest of Myst with him. And I put it off too long. I did other things. So I feel bad that we didn't get around to it. But I'm glad that I decided to come back to it. Because like I said earlier, I'm starting to understand why he really enjoyed it. But yeah, to follow up with the difficult thing, so like I said, the first Myst was easier for me because I'd already done it before. I remembered some of the things to do. It wasn't completely like, aha, I know everything. But there was still an element of, I know the basics of what to do here. Riven was like being thrown into the deep end of the pool. I had no clue what I was doing. And it felt like everything was just like 10 times harder. Hey, dude, you couldn't see the solutions until you found them due to the mist of war. You're right. You are correct. Oh, there was still some iron in here? We're not done yet. Oh. Just a single piece, but that's fine. What about you? Oh my gosh. We have 8 pieces. So yeah, Riven was really hard. I think part of it was because it was like, I came out of the first Myst game being like, okay, that wasn't so bad. Not really thinking about, hey, you already basically had the solutions in your head. So Riven was just that much harder as a result, and I think it's actually considered the hardest game in the series. I could be wrong about that, but if I recall correctly, it is like the hardest game in the series. Is there anything in there while we wait? No, okay. And then this one, Exile, I was expecting to be just as hard, if not harder than Riven. So, in comparison to Riven, Exile was a cakewalk. Like, I needed to look up so many things in Riven because I just got so utterly lost. But in Exile, I think the only time I felt like completely lost and had no idea what to do was when we headed back to Idana to try to find the symbols. It was, okay, I thought I already explored everything here. What do I do now? It's about to rain. Well, alright then. So, and then here, like, I mean, at the very end, when we went to Narayan, it was like, okay, now what? And it had to remind me, hey, read Atris's book. I always forget with these games that if you get stuck, you need to read the books again. Because it may give you a hint, or, like, a clue, a hint, or a piece of the puzzle. So I need to drill that into my head that if I get lost, I need to read the books. But yeah, it's like there was only, so it was twice on Narayan and once in Idana where I was like, what do I do? And even then, it's like I was like barely reading the hints to be like, I still want to figure it out. I just need to be pointed in the right direction. You don't necessarily need to tell me what to do. I just need, I need to set my compass to something. So I would say, so far with these games, in terms of difficulty, Riven is the hardest, and then it goes the original Myst, and then Myst 3. So it'll be interesting to see where Revelations falls in difficulty. I can't hear the laugh track, but thank you. And thank you for the hydration and posture checks. But yeah, I've definitely been enjoying Myst. There is such... I can't wait to read the books. I mean, Myst Reader is 3 books, but I mean, it's in one, like, you know, thick book. So I can't wait to find it and to read it and to know more. Because, like, Book of Atris follows Atris when he was a kid. And, like, you get to read about his grandmother a little bit, and I don't think we reached Gen. Like, I don't think we reached his book introduction, but I don't know if this counts as a spoiler because it's mentioned in the very beginning of the book, but or is it even mentioned in the game itself? Anyway, Atris is living with his grandmother in the beginning, because Gen's wife, Atris's mom, whose name I unfortunately can't remember right now, she died giving birth to Atris. And so Gen kind of just had this, like... He kind of hates Atris for killing his wife, even though Atris couldn't help that. He was literally a baby. He was being born. I mean, you don't really have control over that, but, I mean, he just kind of had this, like, grudge. And so, Gen sets off on his own, and he leaves Atris with his mother, so his grandmother, Atris' grandmother, and, yeah. And then at some point, Gen comes back for him. And I don't know why. Oops. There we go. But I believe... Okay, so I think, if I remember correctly, Atris is a quarter Dunny. He is not 100% Dunny. So he's a quarter. So that means his... So, okay, I think that means his grandmother is completely Dunny. Or at least one of his grandparents. Or all of them are completely Dunny. No, one of them had to be human. Because it would be grandparent is completely Dunny, grandparent is completely human, and then they have a half Dunny kid, which would have to be Gen, and then Gen has a human wife, and then they have Atris, which, because Gen is only half Dunny, means Atris is only a quarter Dunny. Okay. Happy Pride Month, by the way. Oh, heck yeah, happy Pride Month. It's June's a very important month. For a couple reasons. Actually, Dad's birthday is on the 24th. Is that a stream day? Yes, it is. Dad's birthday is a stream day. We need to do something for him. Bro, I think you and I might need to talk about that. We need to do something in honor of Dad on the 24th. So that's the week after I get back. So I'm leaving on the 9th. You know what? This might be a good time to... I leave on the 9th, get back on the 16th. And then it'll be the 17th is that Wednesday, and then the following week, the 24th, is another Wednesday. So we need to do something for Dad. Yeah, you and I need to discuss that. But I'm going to go ahead, come over here, because we are 15 minutes past, but I wanted to yap. Okay, so the top link will take you to my streaming Discord. It's where I post updates about things that I'm doing off stream. If there's any delays or cancellations, like there was tonight, very sorry about that, you will find them in the Discord. The VODs channel is where I've been posting VODs from past streams, so I'm actually up to date on that. So the next one that'll be uploaded will be this one. Let's see, if you want to be in the know on when those are uploaded, you can subscribe to the YouTube and hit the bell button, or you can go to the Discord, go into the Voting and React channel, and react to the pinned post talking about the VOD Enjoyer role. You will be given that role, and then you'll be pinged on when VODs go up. So, yippee about that. Like I just said, this upcoming Friday, that'll be a Dragon Age stream. This upcoming Monday is a free-for-all. I'm not going to start Myst. I don't know if that's going to be another Dragon Age day, or if that's going to be something else. But that's going to be a whatever I choose day. Because that Tuesday, I will be leaving, and I will be back the following Tuesday. So I got 2 streams left, so the 10th, the 12th, and the 15th, I will not be streaming. So you get a week's break from me. And then, yeah, so we got 2 streams left. Then the 17th and the 19th, I'll be back to streaming. I think the 17th will be free-for-all, and then the 19th will be either Dragon Age or Myst. If it depends on if I decide to stream Dragon Age that Monday. Anyway, I think that's all of the updates I need to make. I think I got everything. Alright, on that note, we should find a place to raid. Where are we raiding? Where are we going? What are we doing? I think I'm going to send you folks to Lady Teddy tonight, who is currently playing Horizon Forbidden West. These games look fun. Oh, she's doing her talk segment here. So I'm going to go ahead and squish you all into the cannon. Just loading you up in there to send her away. Yeah, we'll see. So we got like 2 streams left. Like I said, Friday will be Origins and Monday will be whatever I feel like doing. It may be more Dragon Age, it might be something else, but it won't be Myst, because I won't get to Myst until I get back. Anyway, the raid is ready. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's stream, and we will see you folks next time. Bye, everyone!